Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 50 of Final Fantasy X. So today is kind of going to be a little bit of a mismatch of the Monster Arena and stat maxing. And this guy right here is 100% going to be your way of getting the typical spheres very, very quickly. You want to hit him with an extract ability, mana, whatever sphere you're in need of as you're moving along. And just you get 40 of those and you can keep moving along with the Don Tombury trick. You know, we've discussed those in previous episodes. But this next little bit is literally just moving along, collecting all the abilities you can. But this episode is going to show kind of the steps that I took to quote-unquote perfect the sphere grid. And one of those things that I did was obviously get the arena completely completed, and to do that and to get kind of further along in the sphere grid, you kind of need to take a character. So mine was Riku, and you need to just move her everywhere, all across the grid, basically. And while I was doing the collecting of spheres, collecting the different bits and pieces, I was gathering dark matter slowly but surely. And basically I ended up with, I think, 78 at one point. Then I was holding off completing the Monster Arena until I got 99, made a shield for Riku with the ribbon. And then once that was done, I was like, right, let's go to the Omega Ruins, capture the 10 of every creature, which the last one here was the Tonbury. For some of the harder people, you can go there. Once you collect 10 of every fiend, you unlock 99 dark matters. You have completely completed the arena. You can take on this super hard boss. I can't beat him, even with fairly high stats. I'm not able to win. But basically, with those 99 dark matters, your item limit is 99. So if you collected those and you had a really high number of dark matters from grinding, it's a massive waste. So I now have Waka and Riku with ribbon armors. And now that we're going to be doing stat maxing, we're going to be fighting all these different creatures tons of time. And I can tell you a bit of a spoiler, but basically we made it to 99 Dark Matters with Titus. Now, you would have seen him exclaim, "Oh, I'm after getting new items in the shop," and you saw me buy 99 of the item called Clear Spheres. And what Clear Spheres do is they turn any normal stat node, once it's not an ability or a lock, it can turn it into, from a stat to an empty node. And basically this is what the perfection of the sphere grid is going to look like. We are going to move around the entire board and we are going to clear any sphere that is not a perfect sphere, that is a +4 in a stat or plus 300 HP. And the first couple of stats you're going to be able to max really quickly are both your defenses. One Eye, as you've seen, drops magic defense spheres and you're grinding him for money and the AP weapons. So you're going to have tons of magic defense spheres. Tanket, this little shell fiend here, he's really simple. You can literally just auto attack him once you've reasonably high strength. And then within a couple of turns, even when you're ambushed, you have Phoenix armor, he only kind of attacks one at a time. And then with your characters, if they've gone reasonably around the sphere grid my guys have, you're not even having to do max damage on every hit. You can still overkill with even mid-ranged, 50,000 damage. You're getting defense spheres, or as I'm showing you, as you're doing all these, you'll be collecting 2 dark matters quite regularly as well. But with Tanket defeated, you then take you do the battle 30 or so times, you get 60 defense spheres. It seems like overkill, but that's just what you have to do. It's not hard, it's just time consuming. This took me maybe 20 hours off screen to get everybody everywhere that I wanted. And this is where the fun begins, because you're going to look and you're going to see, oh, agility +1, MP +20, delete them, clear them away, wipe them off the sphere grid, and replace them with your perfect +4 nodes. And literally, have your characters get the max level of levels they can with the Don Tombury trick, have them move all around the map, and you can kind of pick different characters to kind of be in different areas. And, use the clear spheres just to get rid of stuff that isn't +4. So here we have Riku, and she's over by Oren's part of the grid now. And like that, just look and say, okay, well, that's +4 strength. but this HP is only 200. If you use a HP sphere, they give 300, so all the HP is going to go. So you're going to see all the other characters drop their HP dramatically. And yeah, so you're basically checking your little status screen, you're pressing triangle or whatever the triangle button is, I think it's V in the keyboard. And then you're just putting in your defense spheres, you're putting in, and watching out for, your stat to turn to 255. 255 is the maximum. You can put more of that in the sphere grid, but it will not move the number above 255. That is the hard limit on these stats. But once you check your character, you'll see 255. And this isn't even with max strength, guys. You don't need to be maxing out strength first, but if you max out your defense and magic defense, it'll make the grinding for the other creatures way easier because you're having to heal less, you're using less Phoenix Downs. But what this is going to be is costly, because you have to buy clear spheres many, many a time, and they are 10,000, they're expensive. But literally, by the time you get towards the end, you will see your characters can just zoom along, be getting mat stacks all the time, and it's just a case of farming Kotos for the strength, magic, whatever it may be. So it's really, it's all about just the commitment of time. That's the worst of it. And when you're finding yourself getting bored and overwhelmed, it's make sure you just have things to do that are different and can take your mind off things. One of them being a handy little trophy that we can rush back to Luca for, which is getting all of the movie and music spheres. So literally, it's a really easy way to check. You just talk to each of the people, see if there's any more stuff for you. So the film guy says there's nothing there. And then when you talk to the music guy, when you have collected all of the music spheres, you are told, oh my goodness, you have 68, but this is amazing. We have a special offer to complete the collection. Here's 3 for 40,000. And that's loads of money, but you need it for the trophy, so you buy it, and once that happens, you get pop achievement, and, because you've bought all the different spheres in the Luca Theatre. Totally missable because it never even tells you this area is available. But you're literally just collecting levels, collecting spheres, and just spending literal half an hour, 40 minutes, just moving them along the sphere grid, making sure they get all the different levels and things like that. So I would say the order you should go in should be strength first, although you're going to have 99 magic defense spheres by the time you continue fighting One Eye and all of that jazz. But so you'll have magic defense, you should then get strength, then get defense, then get agility, and then accuracy, and then evasion, and then luck and HP. But this is going to basically be a little quick guide as to how to get them all. So the first thing is always go with full overdrive. Beat a dingo, beat some sort of low-level creature to have all your characters at max overdrive. Then the first one we're going to go for is Juggernaut. He is our strength sphere person. Now what's handy about him is that he doesn't actually attack for 2 rounds. So he starts with a charging turn, which is where he gets his salvo to do fire breath. So he doesn't attack on his first turn he gets turns, just do as many attacks as you can and overdrives. When he does his charging turn, then he does a fire attack, so use Null Blaze. You'll do no damage, and then you can get another salvo of, your overdrives done. Use Roxas, and if you're at low levels, honestly, the best thing to do is use Waka, and then entrust the overdrives of Riku and Titus to Waka, and realistically he should be no problem to defeat. And then the more you defeat him, the more your strength goes up, and therefore he's easier to defeat the more you go. The next one up is going to be in this list Vedati, but because he's so simple. You're just doing this for the perfect sphere grid, so you're just getting 40 MP instead of 20 for each sphere, but you literally one hit, he's KO'd at max strength, so super easy. Collect 30 battles, get 60 spheres, end of story. Fenrir, again, is the agility spheres, so once you have all your overdrives, just unload your overdrives. You should be killed relatively quickly, and then fight a dingo or fight another creature. You can even fight Fadatu. Fight him, get MP spheres because he dies in one hit. Your overdrive is recharged, and then you're back to fighting Fenrir. And both of these creatures all have the chance of dropping dark matter as well. So like it's all a useful farm. Like there's never not a good thing you're not getting from these, you know? Been doing these battles 30 times in a row, you know? So after the agility is then our accuracy spheres. So this is with the Hornet enemy. And once again, like once you have your strength from Juggernaut, and again, just use Null Blaze, and his first 2 turns are completely meaningless. And, you know, you can entrust with Riku to get like your overdrives over to other characters like really Waka. Like once you get the 6 in a row and you can do 12 attacks per overdrive, like Waka is your go-to. And trusting him, he gets then 3 overdrives a turn. Super duper useful, super duper handy. And yeah, just do a blitz ace, do attack reels, and collect your attribute spheres, and then fight another easy arena creation. You could fight One Eye as well, you know, getting more magic defense spheres and items to sell with your abilities there. And then this enemy is for the evasion spheres. So obviously you want your accuracy as high as you can because this enemy is extremely evasive. You won't really be able to hit him with a really high accuracy. So with that one done as well, you then move to HP and Magic, which Magic's kind of a tricky one, so we'll touch that one next. Jumbo Flan, the issue with him is you can't attack him. He's immune to physical damage, but he is not immune to special attacks, and the Aeons have special attacks out the wazoo. So if you had a really, really good friendship with Yojimbo, you could try and just Zanmato, you know, repeatedly. But I haven't really used Zanmato. I don't like believing it. And this is as, you know, quick and not really gil expensive. But I mean, if you wanted a complete optimization, like just Zanmatoing all the time would be good to go. But Anima's Pain Attack counts as a special attack, which means it bypasses magic defense and bypasses its immunity to regular damage. So teach Anima Haste, let her have as many turns as you can, and inflict pain over and over and over again. Now, there is a whole thing, and I have actually taught Anima double cast, reflect, and flare. So you can cast reflect on yourself, double cast flare on yourself, and they'll bounce back. And the more higher you get in magic, you know, with the unit's magic going up, the more damage Anima will do with flare. But realistically, this is as quick. It's not as many button prompts. You're not like wasting MP and stuff, and just literally attack away. Now, eventually, this uses regen, right? And that's why you have to teach her Dispel, or regen will recuperate way more than you're able to dish out. But just dispel away the regen and then just keep hitting it with pains. And I believe Ifrit's overdrive also counts. So there's another option there. But Anima is so powerful anyway that like it will just take 4 times speed and a good few pains. But eventually it will go down. And since you'll have max magic defense from fighting One Eye, you are going to be totally like maxed magic defense out on Anima. So she's going to be taking no damage from the magical attacks there. So next up is HP Spheres with Ironclad. And basically, if you've gone in order that I'm saying now, you'll have max evasion, and this monster literally can do nothing against you. Now, you might be looking at this going, what the heck? You've like max stats. How are you doing like little to no damage? This creature still has the armored status, and without piercing, it will just have so much defense against your abilities and overdrives. So you need 2 red spheres, and you can see I've done obviously a lot of grinding, and I haven't gone back to Kotos yet. But literally 2 red spheres does Frag Grenade, and what Frag Grenade does, it 100% always will remove armor, or will provide the armor break status to enemies. And then you saw Roxas doing very little damage, and then now that he's no longer armored, Waka comes in, unleashes hell, does like max overdrive damage, And as I say, if I was smart, I would have just kept Roxas' overdrive, given it now to Waka, and then done another attack reels just to be quicker. But because we have max evasion, we're able to avoid absolutely all the attacks, and he's just not able to hit us all, bar like that special attack that attacks MP as well. But like literally just attack away, he'll counterattack, he'll dodge, and then you'll very easily get HP spheres from him as well. Now there is a little trick, and that is that to get the final ultimate boss of the arena, you have to beat all of the area creation bosses and all of the original creations. And we're going to actually do that in this video. So just finishing out this page, we have this little lizard boy, and he's literally nothing really to write home about. Like again, once you max your agility and strength, you're going to just take him out before he even gets a turn, you know? And gives you Gambler Spirits. I think it gives you an interesting enough, weapon or option for customizing. And then we've already gone through Tank It. We've gone through this guy. He's just really handy to get potential dark matter farming and teleport spheres. So dies in one hit, you get teleport spheres, super handy. Nothing really to write home about there. The Bomb King is interesting, but nothing too special when you get to these kind of levels. Times 4 speed, and just attack with max strength, and he'll go down before even getting a chance to do anything. So again, a lot of these aren't much to write home about, but we will have a special episode for the super final boss. Now, Fafnir we fought before, because we had to use him to get our protect screens, to get our protect armors. And basically, once you defeat him, he gives you 40 light curtains or something ridiculous like that. But of course, I'm not able to show you this here because I get the rare drop of the 2 dark matters. But again, beat him, easily done, nothing to write home about there. And then we basically have the Nega Elemental. And his whole shtick, I turn off auto battle here because any attack he receives, he will counter with Ultima. And that just takes so long with, the animation times that you are literally best off giving it to Waka and letting him, entrust all your overdrives, let him just do attack wheels over and over so that it's just one animation of Ultima for like 36 attacks as opposed to doing 36 attacks and getting 36 ultimas back. But as you can see here, this guy, would be literally wiping the party only for the fact that we have such high magic defense naturally. So here we have entrusting over to Waka. He now has another, overdrive, and once again, could have just defended with Roxas here, but just showing you that once you have multi-hit overdrives like Slice and Dice, like attack reels, these are the type of ones that you want to be doing, just to cut down on the amount of Ultima counterattacks. Once again, overkill, absolutely amazing, and I believe that is all of the area creations done then. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I misremembering? Yep, that's all of them, because we looked at Tank It earlier on. Now, we get into an interesting batch here. I have a much quicker solution, and I'm just going to explain it rather than necessarily talk about it. You get what, and then show it on screen, I should say, because I was in the role here and I wasn't going out of menus to change things. But basically, do 2 attacks with your party, and then have your other party members escape and equip Waka with the Loner Overdrive. He will get that by going out to the Calmlands, having like a Fire Eater shield, or like casting No Blazing himself, and just being alone in battle for multiple turns. He will get the Loner Overdrive. When the other 2 have escaped, and the boss is like this, he will charge his overdrive super quickly, and then be able to unleash 2 attack rails. What I have to do here, because I just don't have him on Loner Overdrive, but I have enough of being able to entrust with Riku and Titus to give Waka 2 overdrives to get this done. But once again, if you have him as Loner, attack twice at your characters, give him death-proof armor, because Ribbon will not protect against death. Give him death-proof armor, have the other two escape from the battle, and then attack reels this guy twice, and you get 2 fortune spheres, the spheres you need to activate luck spheres. And you cannot get luck spheres, or fortunes, you cannot get fortune spheres from Kotos. So this guy is the longest grind in the entire situation to get everybody's luck up to 255. Hundreds of battles, that's purely why most of the time I'm getting really good luck and accuracy with the attack reels, getting 12 hits off all the time. And I'm going to just be honest here, I don't know why I ever fight the dingo. Go and fight the other creature creations in the arena, in the area conquest, because, and that can be killed in one hit as well, because you might get dark matter. So like, don't farm against the dingo, farm against creatures you can one hit with your max strength. But the dingo is like for people that are trying to build up their strength and don't have it maxed yet. But this sphere morph, reskin, replica, whatever you want to call it, the greater sphere, this is what gives us luck spheres. So this is the final stat in the game, and you only need a slice and dice and a attack reels at max to get this guy taken out. Just be careful, he can do quite a bit of damage, and this is even with, our max defense, he's like halved our HP nearly. And, me saying after getting super good, I immediately choke and just miss it. And, that was a bit sad. But we've Riku with full overdrive, so we're able to entrust Waka back with his full overdrive, and bada bing, bada boom, we can do another attack reels and KO Greater Sphere. But again, just because you've max stats doesn't mean you're indestructible or unbeatable, you know what I mean? So, and yeah, well, even if you just attack normally, it can have ultimate and whatever else, but your magic defense is good. But yeah, literally 1 slice and dice and 1 attack reels, and this boss is over. And that's pretty much all the stat maxing is. Once you've finished collecting enough luck to get 255 luck for all characters, you never have to fight Greater Sphere again. But it is just the case of, like, I'm not sure how people find it less monotonous, but like, for me, I was doing Greater Sphere to get 2 luck spheres, get 2 fortune spheres, activate them. But obviously you have to do that for every single character to be able to get a trophy later on. And look, other people do it different ways, but like, this is how I just want to do it. So I know I'm making more time for myself, but I don't mind. And I felt really bad. I missed recording this. But if you actually defeat all of the area creations and all of the unique creations, original creations, I should say, you unlock Nemesis. And that's the final boss of the arena. So I have beaten these all once before, but I'm just showing you guys briefly here how it all looks. And so this guy is a repeat of the Sin Spawn that we fought in Kilika, a reskin of it. And yeah, but we're at max damage, max agility. So just attack away. And like, realistically, I should be doing quick hit. If I was doing quick hit, I would get a lot more turns in more rapid succession. And, I might kill it just that little bit quicker. But we have Waka here, and I'm just even letting it see what it can do. It has like a toxic spray that I'm sure would do like a bunch of status effects. But Ribbon is on Waka, Roxas, and Riku. So all I'm worrying about is like pure raw damage. And messing up attack reels again, can do it off screen, doing the Earth Eater fight without fail 70-something times in a row. But then as soon as the camera rolls, I'm messing up the slots. But again, attack reels in trust get max overdrive. Like, if I was being smarter and not like trying to kind of just power through super fast, just fight a dingo, fight another creature to get max overdrive. Like, you kind of get the gist by now. But attack reels is your bread and butter. 12 hits, not quad 9s. It's what we need, But again, this save file where I'm at right now, doing this for you guys, I have Riku, Roxas, Waka, Yuna, and Lulu all at max stats. It's just Kimari and it's just Oren that still have to run around the grid and collect all the stats. But in terms of like the layout, that's what I mean. So like once you put all the stat spheres in, I know that once every character moves around the sphere grid, they just need to activate all the spheres. But the sphere grid itself will give out perfect stats to like all the different characters. So, you know, once that's done, it's just a matter of literally filling it in. And then once it's all filled in, I then have to just fill in the rest of the sphere grids. But I'm going to do that with HP spheres, admittedly, because even though I don't have break HP limit armor, HP for Yuna will still give her Aeons an added boost to their stats and HP and statistics, while, you know, gathering magic defense or strength or other stats that like are already at their maximum won't give a bonus to the Aeons, but increasing HP actually will. So for the max benefit, I'm going to just be filling it with HP spheres, but I'm not going to be aiming to like, you know, get break HP limit armor with ribbon armors. And, you know, if one happens with later super bosses, grand, but I'm not overly stressed about getting break HP limit armors for everybody. Now, this little guy, little slug, you just attack him normally, but then when he goes in his shell, he becomes immune to physical attacks like Jumbo Flan and regens that you can't dispel. But overdrives, like Pain, like the Aeon's abilities, are special attacks. And so you can just yeet 12 blitz balls in the little slug's face, and he wakes up, cracks his house open, is all naked without his shell, and then you just attack it loads. And, you know, max defense and auto protect, it's not going to KO you. And even if it did, it was a single target attack, you've auto phoenix. Like, the guy, like, the characters are quite sturdy, quite reliably strong. And I'm specifically saying this with the foreshadowing that Nemesis, the like final boss of the arena, literally says, oh, you think you're hot shit and you think you're really cool and you think you're high level. Nemesis is a whole other beast in and of itself. So that's going to be chaotic. And this little guy is a reskin of the enemy we fought in Operation Mihan. Now, I kind of was saying about the guys like dropping HP dramatically, and it's like, oh, he's like a mega elixir or whatever. But like Prey is like a super fast recharge, and with our max magic at 255, we're doing like 1,000, you know, recovery. So it's definitely not to like be scoffed at, not to kind of go, oh, well, don't use Prey. It's like it takes no MP, it heals the entire party for like 1,000 a turn. So when you're getting that many turns in succession, and people on an individual level aren't getting, you know, massively hurt, you know, get everybody up to 99 and then just use Cura or, you know, what have you to heal up. But with this guy, the main thing is to get rid of all the other parts, and then once all the parts are gone, you can use your attack rails to allow for all 12 of the hits to 100% hit that center mass, to allow for, you know, it's not going to spread across all the different targets it could potentially have, minimize the damage. And like, once again, this is just the trick. You have the guys on max overdrive, you entrust the overdrives over, and you do attack reels to get the 12 hits, to get, you know, 36 hits if you can in rapid succession, and then by that point it's probably going to KO sooner rather than later. But again, this just shows how much HP some of these bosses have. That like you're literally doing max damage like 24, 25, 26, 27, like into the 40s of damage, and it's still, you know, getting turns, still casting spells, still causing havoc, you know? And like that, here we have like the arms coming back, and Waka's like on low. But as I say, these characters have max luck, so they're going to crit all the time, so even their low HP modifier to like reduce their efficacy isn't going to happen as much because they're critting, and the critting is kind of just naturally amplifying the damage anyway. But again, dark matter drop. You know, when you're doing this as much as you're doing it, like you are going to collect dark matter as you go, and then you are going to, 100% end up like with another ribbon armor for somebody else that you can create from scratch. Or if you want to create like a break damage weapon limit or weapon with other abilities, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it's an option. And then this guy, a mega boss underwater, so it can only be fought by our underwater crew. But once again, I finally learned my lesson of like, don't use Titus's overdrive, just let Waka have 3 overdrives. And basically, this guy, his whole danger is like he can petrify super easily, and if you're petrified underwater, you're like instantly shattered, and it's like really risky. But all these guys have ribbon, so he is literally no big deal at all. So literally entrust to Waka, let him get 2 overdrives off, and that'll be all she wrote really for Shinryu. And then with this boss defeated, we then unlock Nemesis, and fighting him unlocks a trophy. I have to correct myself. Last episode I said we get a trophy for beating Omega Weapon. We don't. It's for defeating Nemesis. But Nemesis is just a reskin of Omega Weapon, who's a reskin of Ultimate Weapon. But we're going to fight him next episode. Super excited. Episode 50. Thanks for all the support, guys. Been an absolute load to me. Super happy about that. And we're going to fight out Nemesis next episode. Thanks so much. Have a good one.